Yes, we are so happy to have you all join us today. We don't take it for granted that you are here. I tell people that you might have the best event strategy, but if people don't show up, then you don't have an event. So I'm so excited to have you here. And as you might all be aware, we are here to to listen to powerful stories from girls and young women who are in ICT. So we have our guest speaker, Rebecca Wambui, and we also have 4 community beneficiaries. That is Mukasi Mohammed, Grace Karanja, Liet, and Mary Wali, who will also be sharing their stories and their journeys as young women in ICT. So at this juncture, allow me to share my screen just to tell us about Kenya, who we are and what we do. And just to take us through the program of today, we'll get started with introductions from the speakers, and then we'll get Rebecca on stage to share her story with us. And then we'll have a Q&A session with Rebecca. In case you have a question for her, you can ask her then. And we'll also have our second session where we'll have the 4 community beneficiaries to also share their stories, another Q&A, and then we'll close after that. And so I'll be moderating this session alongside my colleague Anastasia Mudani, whom I am sure she's here. Hi, Anastasia.
Hi, Doreen.
Thank you for joining. So at this point, allow me to share my screen. Just a minute as I do that. In the meantime, you can keep sharing in the chat function if you were to reincarnate as an animal. What would it be and why? Yes. So a Digital Opportunity Trust, Kenya, abbreviated as DOT Kenya, and most of us like to call it DOT Kenya. What we do is that we support at scale underserved young people, particularly young women, to overcome the digital divide. And we are so proud to report that under our network of DOT, that is Digital Opportunity Trust, we have impacted over 177,000 young people across 10 countries. This is between January 2021 and May 2022. Our vision is all underserved and disadvantaged young women and men realize their potential in an inclusive digital economy. And our mission is to realize and inspire underserved and disadvantaged young people with digital literacy, 21st century skills, and the self-confidence that will enable them to thrive in an inclusive digital economy. I urge us all to mute our mic when you're not speaking so that we can allow everyone else to follow through the session. We have various programs. This includes a digital jobs level 1, digital jobs level 2, digital business plus ICT, community leadership, social innovation, and we also have the Youth Leadership Advisory Board. These programs are under the Daring to Shift project, which we abbreviate as DTBES. So under the Community Leadership Program, we target university graduates who should be proficient in Microsoft Office, which includes Excel, Word, and Google Sheets. So they get a 1-year internship period with us, and after a 1-month training, they support us in facilitating the digital jobs level 1, digital jobs level 2, and digital business plus ICT programs. Aside the internship, they also get to benefit from our professional development training. And the digital jobs level 1, this targets young people, of course, between the ages of 18 to 34, and they're required to have basic literacy skills. They must be available for 2 months, and through our program, they get to acquire various skills, including basic ICT, financial literacy, and work readiness skills. So after they attain a 75% attendance, they get to be awarded a certificate of completion. Under the digital jobs level 2, this also targets young people between 18 to 34 years. They must be available for 2 months because this is the period when we offer our programs. And the digital jobs level 2 comprises of data analysis using Excel, web development using WordPress, and social media marketing. And finally, the digital business class ICT, we target young people between 18 to 35, and they must have a business, have access to a smartphone, and be available for 2 months. And through our programs, they get to learn how to sell and market their products online, acquire financial literacy, digital skills, and more. And of course, at the end of the program, they get to acquire a certificate, or they get to be awarded a certificate of completion. We also have the social innovation, which I mentioned earlier, and this targets young people who have social enterprises, and the young Youth Leadership Advisory Board, that is the YLAB, where these are young people who advise our programming. We believe even as we are driving these programs, it is very important that we have young people taking lead on it. Our D2S project is funded by Global Affairs Canada, and we are in Nairobi, Mombasa, Western Nyanza, and the Rift Valley regions. You can connect with us on social media for more, updates and opportunities, which we share often. That is at .Kenya on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also Digital Opportunity Trust Kenya on LinkedIn. You can send us a message in case you want to know more about us, or you want to inquire about our programs. You can send us a WhatsApp message via 0705-810-200, or send us an email, kenya@trust.org. I'll be sharing these details later on in case you miss on that. So at this point, allow me to dive right in this discussion by welcoming Rebecca Wambui, just to get a glimpse of who Rebecca is. Rebecca is a software engineer at Twiga Foods with 3 years of experience. She specializes in building server-side applications using Python, Go language. She graduated with a diploma in information technology from Accuracy in 2020. Rebecca believes in the world of programming to improve and transform people's lives around the world by using technology to solve critical problems. Rebecca enjoys using her skills to contribute to the exciting technological advances that happen every day at Twiga Tech. She is inspired by her mentor and the impact she brings to the community. In her free time, she likes to do outdoor activities. Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us. The ball is in your court. Please tell us who you are, what you do, and where you're joining us from.
Sorry, before Rebecca steps in, just to inform you that I'm handing over the host to you, Doreen. So look out for those who are joining. Rebecca, sorry for interrupting.
No.
Yeah, to you, Doreen.
Thanks, Pochanila. You can go ahead, Rebecca.
Hi, how are you? Can you hear me? Am I audible enough?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here today. I'm very excited, and thank you for the introduction. I'm joining you from Nairobi, Kenya, Nakumati Junction Mall. So my name is Rebecca Wambui. I'm a back-end software engineer at Twiga Foods. My specialization, as you've just said, is in creating server-side applications using Python and Golang programming language. I'm also a technical writer, upcoming, should be adding this in my bio very soon. I'm a STEM enthusiast, and I love inspiring young women and girls to pursue STEM. It's actually something that I started way back when I was still in high school. I'm a firstborn of 3 and a cat mom of 2. I have 2 sons. And finally, I have a zest for life. So if I would reincarnate from life, I'd come back as a cat because they're so sweet. And I think they got the best baby girl package, Yeah.
Wow, just from your introduction, you've mentioned quite, a level of your, skills, knowledge, and career journey. So I'd like to know, or maybe you can share with us, what has it been like through your journey?
Good question. My tech journey started earlier on when I was in high school in 2017. I was in Form 2. I was a participant and also volunteered on a couple of an NGO organization called Global Minimum. So I participated in a couple of their events and partnerships. starting from one, it was called In Lab in 2017, July in 2017, to an In Lab champion where you just meet with other students from other schools, think about a problem that's affecting your community, and then come up with a solution. So that happened in 2018. I also participated in the London International Youth Science Forum in UK in 2018 as well, and also in YSK in 2019. So I think throughout high school, I grasped a couple of STEM concepts, both technical and non-technical skills. So something like communication, teamwork, and collaboration. So it's been a great journey. I've really enjoyed it, and actually tell people that I started STEM as an extracurriculum activity in high school because high school to some extent was kind of boring for me, and so I just wanted something that could keep my mind off schoolwork, that's still informative, educational, but also not the day-to-day, Monday to Friday Kenyan curriculum. Yeah.
Would you say you always knew what you wanted to do because you started this in high school, or rather you developed an interest when you were in high school?
Funny enough, I wanted to be an analytical chemist. I really loved chemistry. So anything to do with chemistry or biology, I wanted to be an analytical chemist. But then now tech was an option B. Actually, let's say option Z, because I used to say, if I don't get the grades to take me to JQuat, I'm going to repeat. So I actually wanted to be an analytical chemist so bad. Yeah, but then tech chose me and I chose it.
Interesting. So looking at your career journey, what would you say are some of the challenges you've encountered, and maybe what are the strategies or ways that you've used to overcome these challenges?
Yeah, great question. So as I mentioned, throughout high school, yeah, I learned a couple of these technical skills. So things like communication, teamwork, collaboration was not like a big deal. But fast forward to like 2020 when I joined Trigger Foods as an intern, I experienced imposter syndrome. So I know most of you have come across it or have heard of it, but it's a psychological occurrence that makes people question their competence and knowledge. It's quite common in engineering, these workspaces, and it's mainly because programming is a team effort. It's a team endeavor that demands frequent input, so which might make you maybe feel some type of incompetence. And it's mainly also because I was switching between tasks. I remember I was still an intern and striving to catch up with the latest techniques that the team is using, understanding the domain end to end, contributing also to meetings way too frequently. So I found myself believing that sometimes I know like too little about anything. And so one of the ways that I dealt with imposter syndrome is requesting for feedback, yeah, through one-on-ones. It's actually a very great practice. So devs, in some sense, devs are like lone wolves. They love working by themselves. And when I joined Trigger, it was still this Corona period, so we're still working from home. So I took it upon myself to schedule one-on-one meetings with my manager and also my peers, and receiving constructive criticism from your superiors and peers. It's a great way to fight imposter syndrome. So they provided very insightful criticism of my work and also suggested ways that I can improve. So I accepted criticism as a means to just better myself, and as opposed to seeing it as an attack on my skills. Another way I'd say is I started taking credit for my success. I started acknowledging my accomplishments more, and also just sharing my feelings with like my circle. So I'd say that was like a very personal challenge. Work related, I think also just catching up with the new technologies. So there was this time where there was a very rapid development and change in technology in the company, which like required me to pick up quickly and learn a new language, which is Golang, because I needed to shift as soon as possible to create a software in Go. So that kind of pressure, it wasn't so bad. but also just learning how to adapt to new changes. And also we have like an incredible team in Twiga who have vast experiences like in different languages and also tools. So I just used to like reach out in case I need any help. So yeah, I'd say those are my top two main challenges that I've faced in my career so far.
I know you've answered this in a way, but I'll ask anyway. Do you think there are things that you will have done differently looking back? And maybe what are some of the things?
Yeah, absolutely. So looking back, so as I mentioned, I used to be that a dev, that lone wolf that loves working alone, and so it took me some time to share how I'm feeling. If I maybe I feel like I'm overwhelmed. So I'd say sharing my feelings with my circle and my manager is something that I could have done way earlier in my career and when I started as an intern. So if I glanced over maybe a shoulder and check on my colleagues or my friends, you find that they might realize that you might realize you're not alone. And so discussing these sorts of fears and anxieties with others might help you open up liberating and a comforting way. So yeah, definitely sharing my feelings with my circle, very important. Yeah.
Okay, I came across interesting statistics, not interesting per se, but maybe worrying statistics that say in over 2,000 countries worldwide, young women make up only 25% of students in engineering, manufacturing, and construction or ICT. And I would like to get your opinion on why you think it's important to bridge the digital divide in Kenya and also globally.
That's an interesting question. Digital divide. Let's just start with the definition. The gulf between those who can already access the computers and internet and those who don't. So I feel like it's a very important conversation to have both in Kenya and globally and should be had frequently. So people with limited technological access suffer most from the digital divide, right? And they usually reside like in rural, backward areas. Technological advancement has not reached yet. And so it's a huge problem today because many students, especially and teachers, are getting high-tech resources on one side and innovative solutions to learn new things. And then on the contrary, some students don't have access to such internet connections for academic research. So I feel like it's an economic, social, and political issue there in between. And so one of the things that maybe the government, NGOs, etc., you just need to like collaborate with the common public to spread the awareness about digital skills, provide resources and support the digital education worldwide. And so if I break it down into government, how governments can chime in into this is if the government can just step up, they can significantly reduce the digital divide gap. If they reduce the price of technological devices, right? Internet services, electricity tariffs, etc. And then when it comes now to education systems, we should introduce more digital learning because I feel like we should that's like the basis of all this digital learning. So schools should just introduce more technical learning and curriculum. So I saw a video on TikTok. I'm a very fan of TikTok, by the way. I should have added that in my intro. But there was this boy, I think it was a certain primary school, and it was somewhere in the rural areas, and they had like these computer labs, and they were learning, I think, some command line tools, how to navigate, how to get into a folder, how to create a folder. And you can see like the excitement of this boy when he's able to navigate through his folders and whatnot. And it was beautiful. So such skills can better help students adapt to technology. And lastly, I'd say digital awareness. And I'm very heavy on this because if it were not for digital awareness, I'm not sure if I'd be a software engineer right now. So like I like what digital Kenya and also other NGO organizations are doing, just putting in some solid efforts to just make people aware of the digital literacy. So collaboration also like with schools to just create literacy awareness and programs through like the visual presentations, one-on-one interactions, etc. yeah, so I think this can better help students adapt to technology and also like just increase the percentage and bridge the digital divide. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for such insightful points, Rebecca. You started by telling us what it was like before you when you started in tech, and then what it was like for you joining in tech and what is currently happening. And I would also like to get your opinion or maybe your view on what does the future look like for you?
Thanks, Kanaiza. That's interesting. I'd say as a backend engineer, I'm very dedicated to both personal and professional growth, and I want to continue developing my skills in Python and Go. I'd also like to be an incredible technical writer. It's something that I'm still working on. Plus, maybe a few years from now, I'd like to venture into product management, just this. That is later in life. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to new adventures, learning new technologies, interacting with as many people as I can, advancing my skills. Yeah, and continue inspiring young girls and women. That's, yeah.
I wish you the very best in that. And even as we wrap up this first session, I like, in case you have a question for Rebecca, please, you can drop it in the chat or raise your hand. As we wrap up, I will reach out to you to, ask your question. And maybe, Rebecca, what would be your message to girls and maybe young women in the room who would like to explore their potential in ICT?
Yeah, interesting question. So first of all, keep in mind that you as a young girl and as a young woman in the tech space, as much as it's a men-dominated field, you can bring invaluable perspective and talent to tech. So as well as also shift like the innovation change in the industry. So be fearless, be bold, speak up, take up initiatives. I'm also very heavy on this because it allows you to grow as a person as much as you're still making an impact in the community. Also say Rome was not built in a day, so just take one step at a time. Every day, it doesn't have to be like, let's say for example, one rule of the thumb that my mentor says, make sure that you learn something new every day. It's also something that I learned from a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. I would highly recommend it. And he says, showing up, it doesn't have to be showing, you don't have like to show up 100% all the time. What matters is you showing up 100% of the time. So not 100% all the time, but 100% at the time. So at that point where you want to just learn something, make sure that you are there 100%. You don't have to like learn every day and understand a new stack every day, but making sure that the little bits that you're learning, you are there like 100%. And I wish you all the best. I'll be around in case you have any questions for like 15 minutes. And yeah, back to you, Kanaiza.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rebecca, for sharing such insights with us. And at this point, I would like anyone who has a question for Rebecca to ask. This is your chance. You can raise your hand or ask it in the chat. And as we do that, I'll also like to prepare the next session. Anastasia, get set. We're going to have our next speakers on board. Someone is asking, Lisbeth Movie is asking, what is the biggest lesson you've learned as a software engineer?
Sorry, come up again, Kanaiza, sorry.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned as a software engineer?
The biggest lesson is that you don't have to be an expert at everything. You don't have to be an expert at everything, and just take one step at a time. Don't rush to learn, like go learn end to end. Now I know everything end to end. I knew a new stack, another new stack end to end. You don't just have to be an expert at anything or at everything. Yeah, just take it bit by bit. I think that's the biggest lesson. And also because it was like one of the, as I mentioned earlier, the challenges that I experienced earlier. I thought maybe being an expert at everything is what is best for me as an engineer. So yeah, just one step at a time.
Thank you. Any other question for Rebecca? If you want to ask a question live, you can raise your hand and I'll spot you from here. If there are no more questions, Rebecca, you can give us your parting shot. And if you're not able to stay through the entire session, then maybe leave, and maybe you can also leave your handle, your LinkedIn handle, or yeah, anything, so that whoever wants to connect with you, they can connect with you after this session.
Yeah, sure. Thank you once again very much, Kanaiza and team, for having me today. It was a pleasure. I look forward to interacting with you all once again, also in it's dot, yeah, dot, and also like the outside world. Yeah, I will share my LinkedIn handle and so my Twitter handle. You can reach out to me anytime. I'll be sure to respond to you. I'll also be reaching out to Kanaiza later this year. So if you guys want like mentorship or something, I'll also be open to mentorship, but I'll reach out to Kanaiza in case I have any opportunities. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you once again and enjoy the rest of your meeting. Cheers.
Thanks, Rebecca. It was so exciting having you here. Thank you for making time to be here. So at this point, we'll go on to the next session. Anastasia, the ball is in your court. Your mic is off, Anastasia.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but you are stalling. You may maybe turn off your video to save on the bandwidth.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. So thank you, Kanaiza, for this opportunity. So my name is Anastasia Ngena. I'm a community leader in Nairobi, Kenya. I train in social media marketing, both physical and virtual classes. So I would love to invite our panelists. Linda, we have Linda Liech, we have Grace Karanja, we have Mkasi Mohammed, and we have Mary Wali. So I would love to take this opportunity to invite Grace Karanja. Tell us your name and maybe what you're currently doing and when you joined DOT.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, so my
Hi,
name is Grace. Yeah, my name is Grace Karanja. I'm a nutrition by profession, holder of a bachelor's nutrition and dietetics. I graduated in 2018. I'm a mom of 2, and also currently I've not been in the working market, so like a permanent employment, but I've been trying to do a few consultancies here and there. When I joined DOT, at the beginning of this year, when I was planning myself, or when I was planning my year's resolution and plan, I've been developing an interest in data analysis, and the area of data monitoring and evaluation. And so at the beginning of the year, I came across a post on Facebook, on your page, the DOT page, the DOT Kenya page on Facebook, where it was there was a course on data analysis with Excel. Caught my eyes, and so, and it was just amazing. Yeah.
Thank you, Grace, for that
Yeah.
insightful information. To the next person, I would like to invite Linda. Linda, are you with us? Please tell us your name and what you're currently doing, as well as when you joined DOT.
Okay, hi everyone.
Hi,
Are you
Linda.
able to, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I'm Linda Liech. I'm an environmentalist by profession. I completed in 2019, but graduated in 2022 March. That was last year. Yeah, due to COVID issues and yeah, just some minor issues. But I joined DOT last year in January, and I was interested in social media marketing. This is because I've always wanted to give back to the community, and nowadays the way things are, social media is everything, and the only way you can reach people very fast nowadays is through social media. So I needed to learn about social media marketing because there's something I'm working on that I will share very soon that is sort of giving back to the community, and it will be in all social media platforms. I'll share it soon when I'm done with it. Currently, I'm in an hospitality industry where I'm employed in one of the common hotels in Kenya. Yeah, and I think we should not just focus on one thing. As much as I am an environmentalist by profession, I love everything about environment. I love nature, but I'm open also to other platforms, other things. Yeah. Did I leave
All right.
anything else? Sorry?
And no, I think that is okay for now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Linda, for that. I hope you're going to hear what we're currently working on. We are young girls here, and you're older. We may support you in any way. So I would like to introduce the next person, who is Mary Wali. Hi, Mary.
Hello everyone.
Hi. Could you please introduce yourself, when you joined DOT, and what you're currently doing?
Okay, my name is Mary Valley. I joined DOT in October 2022. One of my nieces had advised me, I really wanted to learn about web development. And one of my nieces gave me your contacts, and we had this session from last year October to around January. It was supposed to end in December, but because of the holidays, it ended in January. But however, I just discovered that since I was not, that has not been my area, I was not so comfortable with what I'd learned. So I talked to the person who was taking us through. This is Patrick Munuve, if my memory serves me right. And he admitted us again to do the same web development. And we learned from now January to April when we finished. I have done business management, project management, and bachelor's in finance and banking. I've worked as an account assistant, but last year, around mid, this is June, I decided to stop working because my son would get sick over and over. And I thought, no, this is not going to work for me because I can't, my company would not allow me to work from home or operate from the hospital. If I was to say work from hospital, maybe because of the nature of the work, because I was doing accounts, and most of the time I would be advising the management on finance issues. So they really needed me. It's not that they were being mean. So because of that, I thought, why not stay at, instead of just staying at home, why not, instead of being a stay-at-home mom, purely why not learn some things like web development. I can develop web for people as well as for myself, and I can still do business online. And that has been my interest since then. So currently I'm just at home exploring on web development and learning how to do business e-commerce. Thank you.
Thank you to Mary for that introduction. So I would like to invite Kasi Mohammed. Kindly, could you please introduce yourself, tell us when you joined DOT and what you're currently doing?
Hello, my name is Mkasi Mohammed. So it was very an ups and down journey. I started learning about DOT last year, 2022, in January at Ajira Digital Nyali, where I was introduced by my friend Mercy. I started the journey where I learned about the basic IT and financial literacy skills. But after that, I had so much passion and ambition. So I wanted to learn more about technology, for it will help me explore to more level. So I got a scholarship from the DC Donate scholarship where I learned various skills like machine learning, SQL language, data analysis, data science. I gained a lot of knowledge about Python, how to code. So it really made me be excited. So I thought at first the technology part was very hard, the coding. But at first after I was used to the skill, I started seeing as interesting. So I learned more and more skills. So for now, I am a clerical officer at public service at Mombasa County. So I like learning more about technology, for it will help me in the near future. For I have learned that most of the things which I'm learning now will help me in the near future. For AI, the machine learning, those robotic automation, they have really opened my mindset. It was really interesting to be part in technology. I'm also advising my fellow girls that taking technology IT course, it is very good, for it will help you. What you need to do is just be ambitious and be focused. So do not fear technology or do not fear IT. Also about the digital divide broadens the gap between the rich and the poor. You see that most of the people in the poor community, they cannot access to technology, maybe because lack of money, lack to access of internet, also poor digital literacy, which will prevent many of them to fully participate in their countries, making their economic low. So I think the only solution is to make our fellow guys, to give them opportunity and also to give them hopes and also ambitions, and also to help them access to digital literacy training. So how I see myself in the future, I see myself as a recognized and a professional data science. I can now work online and also apply my skills in my personal life. I can also know how to balance myself in the way I do things. I have really advanced, and I'm really thankful to DOT Kenya. So what I'll have to say is that DOT Kenya, it has really helped me it has also expanded my message. It was very bad I wanted so much to be joining college, but my parents didn't have money to take me to school. So after joining DOT Kenya, it has really helped me to explore to many different parts in technology. You can also join Upwork to freelance, where you can earn money online and earn into dollars. So I'm really grateful for DOT Kenya. So I'm advising my fellow girls to always strive to what you want, and also achieve one thing at a time, step by step. So is there any question you want to ask me?
I think at the moment we are going to ask you. So for that. So
Yes.
Mary, the next question is yours. You said you
Yes.
learned web development, right? So
Yes.
which are the skills that you got, and how can you say the skills are going to help you in your career or your personal life?
Well, in web development, I've learned how to at least build and design a website. This is going to help me a lot in terms of improving my digital marketing skills. If I wanted to do, say, business online, I can still advertise and even follow and see how the advertisement is going, if there are people who are viewing my page and how is the traffic, how many people are viewing, how is the business in terms of customers, if they're able to reach you and how they reach you. It has also helped me to know that even my social media platforms, part of what I can use to advertise my products, if I choose to go to whichever business that I choose to go into, I can build an online portfolio to enable me showcase my professional work or my businesses. So there's, yeah, I think that is more of what I've learned. So I'm just trying to practice more so that I can become an expert. I know it's not easy because this is not my line, but I'm ready for it. And yeah, I'm ready for the challenge.
Okay, thank you,
Yes.
Mary, for that. So I think when it comes to web development, it's all about practicing each day. Um, each moment you're there trying to learn new skills as well as languages. So keep working, keep practicing, and by the end of it all, you're going to be an expert in web development. So thank you, Mary, for that.
Thank you.
Grace, you said you've learned data analysis.
Yes,
So I
yes,
would
yes.
like to know which skills did you get on that program, and how do you think these skills are going to help you in your career, life as well as your personal life?
Well, with data, with Excel analysis, it was quite an interesting journey with the fact that I had done just the packaging when we were doing packages. Yeah. So I had slight information about Excel, but when I had the 2 months course, it was an eye-opener, and it also made it easy for me to be able to work with data, to be able to work with Excel tables, very confident. I think right now I can work with Excel tables and data very confidently. And with the fact that I'm hoping to venture into data analysis and even monitoring and evaluation, the training has enabled me even to be able to understand other data analysis softwares and even other data analysis tools. As they always say, the specialists, they always say that once you have a clear understanding of Excel, I think it makes it easier for you to get to understand other tools. So it has made it easier for me to understand other tools. And even as I continue to train on other tools, it is becoming more interesting even to get deeper to understand Excel. Right now, I'm able to do calculations, Excel calculations very easily and confidently, as well as I'm able to organize my work, my personal work, my even at my training works and other things that I do here and there. I'm able at least to organize myself and be able to plan myself in order using the Excel tool. How it is helping me in my skills is that, one, as I have said, I'm able to learn and understand other data tools, other data analysis tools. Two, as a secretary of some of the women help groups that I am in, I've been able now to organize the work, more so on the financial information. I'm able to now organize it and keep the data and the information in track. as well as it has made it easier now, even if I came across people like we need donors, we need people to fund us, and they just want information concerning the contributions that have been made. It has become easier for me. I don't have to go back to start looking for piled up books and documents. No, right now, if I started, I am able to compile and organize my data properly for the self-help groups. Also, as a business lady, it has helped me to be able to keep track of my sales and maybe be able to do an evaluation, maybe at the end of the year or even at the end of 5 years, and see what decisions do I have to make based on the sales, what decisions do I have to make based on the cost, and even just a normal planning. So with Excel right now, I'm able to do quite much. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Grace. I would like to add on something. You said now that you are in the field of women in ICT.
Yeah.
What do you think? What is your opinion on bringing the digital divide in Kenya, and why does it matter? Because now you're included in those chamas, and
Yeah.
you go interact with women. What is your opinion on bridging the digital divide in Kenya?
I think it should be made. I feel like right now the digital divide is turning out to be a necessity. Putting into consideration even the current education curriculum, it's causing us, or it's demanding us to have at least some digital skills to be able to help out and sort out our young ones to do their assignments. Putting into factor that even accessing most of our national documents right now, it's demanding for us at least to have some digital knowledge, some digital skills. If right now someone is looking for a national ID, even if you'll have to go to the Huduma Center, but at the end of the day, there are things that you'll need to have done. There are forms that you'll need to have filled in. There is even the ticketing that when we go even to the banks and when you're going to the Huduma Center, there's the booking you need to do. So I feel like the government should work towards bridging the digital divide, even to people who are in the rural areas, because they are ending up at a disadvantage, especially right now with even the education and the curriculum system, and even with how technology is coming up. They are at a disadvantage if they're not able to access some of these resources, if they're not able to access the internet. Also, I feel the government should work on how we can have like internet integrated to be part of our common amenities, like how they all did the project of having electricity everywhere. I think they should be working towards having internet, at least in all places, to be able to improve even on our economy. Because right now we have seen that the online marketing, online shops have become the rhythm of the day. You don't have to have a physical shop for you to make an earning. When you're able to do the online marketing, when you're able to have an online shop, all you need to figure out is the cost of delivery to their clients. So if our government could try to integrate the amenities for all of us to be able to be digitally able to access some of these things, it will make it easier, and I think it will contribute a big factor even to our economy. Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Grace, for that insight. Linda, back to you. You said you're planning on giving back to the community. You've learned social media marketing. What are the skills and the knowledge, as well as what do you think? How is Kenya going to bridge the digital divide? And how are you going to incorporate the digital marketing skills that you've learned?
Okay, thank you. Once again, during my coursework at Kenya, I was able to learn about social media marketing, and I really explored a lot because as at now, I'm able to advertise my products if at all I start a business online, I will not struggle on the part of advertising my products, will be it in YouTube, TikTok, or even in Google, because I have learned on how to advertise products and how you can make your product among the topmost, you get. And also I have learned on how to design like posters where you can be able to use to advertise my product still. Then having that, there are so many other things, of course, that I learned, and that's the reason why I said there's something I was working on that I'll be soon posting on the social media platforms, and with the help of the skills that I learned from Dot. Then about the digital market, sorry. Nowadays, as I had said earlier, everything is about social media. So with that, I think we should really strive, especially the government in conjunction with us, people like us who are now are very much exposed and are empowered on the social media. We're the people to help the government to reach out to the people who also need this empowerment in the rural areas, because nowadays everything has just gone digital, and these people who are suffering from the rural areas, the government cannot do it alone. It needs people like, they need people like us to reach out to the community. And with that, I think Kenya will go far if like at least 80% of Kenyans will be empowered, and there'll be that awareness. Then Kenya, we can go far. Yeah. So I think even the people at the rural areas, they have a lot that they still don't know that they can use to make their lives better. And if only they could get that awareness, then it will be very much okay. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Linda, for that. So to Mary, about what does the future look like for you in a web development field, or basically when you're in ICT?
Thank you, Anastasia. I think the future is bright because technology is advancing and becoming more interconnected. So you can be sure that if you are a web developer and you are developing webs for people, they are able to get the result because you're able to really put all the measures or all the tools that are necessary for them to have their work seen or to have their customers' desires met. So I think that as long as you are techno savvy, then you're not left out. I don't know if I answered you.
Yeah, you've answered me. And what is your message to girls and women in ICT?
My message to girls and women is that ICT is everything, and it is giving us an opportunity. Whether you are educated, whether you are at home or at work. Like one of my colleagues here said, you can still do multiple things and bring more help to your family and to even assist so many less fortunate people if you are like me, because you don't have to really rely on one job. Like for me, just knowing that I'm not working right now, I can still do business, and not just one business. I can still do other things which are ICT related. So you can combine several things without, even if you are a mother, a young mother. I'm seeing so many young mothers here. You don't have to say because you're a young mother, you just have to be a stay-at-home mom or to be a housewife. I'm telling girls and women that this is an opportunity for us to hold on to ICT, to know that we can do it, and to know that we can be successful even without going out there. Because sometimes, like my situation where my child had health issues last year and I had to stop working, doesn't mean I don't have to earn any income, and doesn't mean that I just have to sit at home and wait for, say, my husband to bring everything. I can still make a difference even from home. I only need to be to have, say, Wi-Fi. And nowadays, one of our tutors or facilitators who was taking us through was telling us, you need even to buy bundles for 20 bob, and if it is a WhatsApp, you are advertising your products on your status. So there's so much that young girls can do. Let's not just sit down and think that, because I'm a mother now, I just have to stay at home and take care of the children. No, when your child is sleeping, you can still do some advertisements of your products. You can sell so much. You can learn a lot, even with the internet. My husband tells me that just having internet at home, you don't have to sit down. You can still, when the baby is sleeping, you can still go to the internet and go to the YouTube and learn a lot. So I'm telling girls and women, this is our time. It's not like Kitambo where you have to just sit and say, I have to go out, I have to have a physical place to work. No, you can still do so much at home by use of internet. I think that's what I can say for now.
Thank you, Mary, for that. Women, we need to have Wi-Fi and our laptops and our phones to be earning something from our end. So thank you, Mary, for that. I would like to go back to Mohammed. You've learned so many skills from data, like basically you are data and scientist. You have a lot of skills in machine learning as well as coding skills. What does the future looks like for you?
The future looks bright to me, for I know it will help me in the near future. For a lot of things are being replaced by the machines. A lot of things, AI is taking place. A lot of things. So I think in data science there will be a lot of opportunities in the near futures where it will be much easier for you as a professional or a person satisfied with data science course where you get a job. And also you can also get some cash in a remote task where you complete a task and you earn money according to the job which you have completed. You can also use the Wozy app where you are given some work. After completing a task, you are given some cash. So the future is bright and there is a lot of good things ahead. And I really appreciate DOT Kenya for the data science. To be a data science, it takes a lot. You need to sacrifice a lot and also to be focused on what you want. Yes.
Thank you, Mohammed. And what is the message to us youth and women in ICT?
So the message I will give you is that IT is good and it is easier to understand when you just focus and be ambitious. So as women and as young girls and women, they should not fear, and they should not fear to be criticized. For in IT, there is a lot of opportunities, not only IT, technology as a whole. It will help you know many things. It will help you how to balance your business, how to balance your personal life, how to handle things. You learn a lot of new things. You'll be having awareness. You can also know how how to handle your social media's insights, how to handle your Instagram account, your TikTok. You'll know a lot of many ways of earning money just by getting a skill in technology. It's just take your time, focusing one step at a time. I'm just advising them that they should not fear learning technology, for it will help you benefit yourself in the near future. For a lot of things now are happening online. So I'm advising my fellow young girls and women that they should also advise those people who fear technology or fear IT to move forward a step by step, so that they will help them, so that they can help themselves getting knowledge, also knowing how to handle themselves. So you'll learn a lot of things. There is a lot of things where you learn. You can also write your own CV. So there is a lot of things that you learn. So I'm just advising my fellow guys to be ambitious, to be patient. I know some of them, they cannot access to internet or laptop. You can also save a bit so that you can buy your own laptop. Yes. So I'm advising my fellow young girls and women to not give up and always support each other. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Mkasi. Supporting each other, that is the
Yes.
key point, as well as not giving up. So thank you, Mkasi, for that. I'll go back to Linda. What does the future look like for you?
Okay, thank you, Anastasia. The future is, of course, it's brighter. Looking back, initially, I would wonder just here in the house alone with the kid. I'm not going to work. I'm just a stay-home mom. And after joining Dots, I realized that I cannot just sit in the house and not earn. There is no way. I can use my social media platforms. I can just use something that I've learned from Dot and earn from it. Just like I said before, there is a business that I started. I just make juice. I have a blender, so I just make juice from the house, and I used to post it, and people would ask, where are you based? Where are you based? Then I just tell them I'm at the center. At the same time, I would deliver to the people around. And that is something that I learned through a Dot on social media marketing. So I can market, I can just do something from the house and market it and still earn. And with that, I know I'll go far, because I'm also trying to figure out how I can reach out to the needy. And this is going to be through social media platforms. I'll need people like you to assist me get to these people, and so that we'll be able to empower them and assist them at the same time with the things they need. Especially you find that in the rural areas, or even here in Nairobi, there are kids suffering. They're in school, but they don't have these basic needs, just the common things they need for school. And I'm really trying to create a page and just start something that can help such kids. And that one, I'm able to do that because of the skills that I learned through Dot. Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Linda. And what is the message to young women and girls in ICT?
Okay, to my fellow young women and the girls out there, I'll tell them not to overthink. People should stop overthinking. Don't wait for an employment on the stuff that you learned, like whatever you went to do at the college, at the university. It doesn't have to be exactly that. You can, we go to school to get empowered, so it is not even a must that you get employed. You can get the skills from the school, from whatever you're taught, and use it differently still to make a better living. You don't have to overthink. Like, a good example is where I was telling you that I would make juice from the house, and just sell to people around, and also you just take a photo, just post it. You never know who is going to see that post. You'll get clients. And also some of the women are, I'm sorry to say, are timid. This could be as a result of background. We come from different backgrounds, so people are raised differently. Like for me, my dad used to be, he's the one to say, you get, without if he doesn't approve anything, you cannot do it. So you find that you're growing up when you're in fear. You can't do anything on your own. You cannot decide anything by yourself, and that is messing young women out there. The moment you realize that you can be bold, you can speak for yourself, and you believe in yourself that you can do it, you will get far, believe me. Yeah, so I think that's my message to the girls out there.
Wow, thank you, Linda, for that. Wow,
Anastasia?
the session is quite interesting. Yes, please.
I want to know if Robert can hear us. He says he's in a group. I can see there's a group. So I want to confirm if everyone else in the room can hear us. Please give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. Robert, let us know if you can hear us. Cool. Go ahead, Anastasia.
Okay, thank you. So to our last panelist, Grace, what does the future looks like for you?
The future is promising, especially the tech world is very promising, with the fact that right now tech is growing deeper and wider. And even as it grows, what matters is, where does it find you? We need to grow together with the technology. As young women, as girls, we need to grow together with the technology. At least we should ensure that we are up to date of what is happening around. Right now, I saw that there was the ChatGPT issue. How familiar are we with the ChatGPT? The people who are doing writing, how familiar are we with it? Will it come and kick us off? Some years back, when AI started to come up with in big numbers, everyone was worried. Some of us might lose our jobs. The secretaries might lose their jobs. Some were saying even the house nannies might lose their jobs because I just need a machine to be in the house and observe what I do. But I always convict myself and tell myself, regardless of how it is growing, at one point, AI cannot work alone. It will need our input as human beings. It needs our input as a person. Because I was thinking the other day about an ATM machine. An ATM machine is a machine, right? That is so automatic. But behind that ATM, behind you dialing numbers and you have some cash and that always call of our someone on call of our whole on, because it needs the human support or the human input to put that cash in it. And I was thinking, if the person inputting the money did a mistake and placed the 1,000 bobs to 100 shillings tray, and the 100 shillings to the 1,000 shillings tray, what will happen? Will the machine detect there is an error? If I was to extract maybe thousands and I ended up, or maybe I was looking for hundreds and the machine gave me thousands, the machine cannot detect an error. So someone needs to come and reorganize that. Someone needs to come and rearrange the money as it's supposed to be. So I want, mine is to encourage us that regardless of how technology is growing, we need to grow together with it. We need to grow together with it. Personally, I'm trying to make myself a better person, to understand IT, to understand what is happening in the technology world, to understand what is happening even out there, because that's the only way that we will benefit from things that are happening. If you stay like you're not upgrading yourself, yeah, if you sit down there and you're just saying, oh, najua word, I know the word that I learned there before, and right now there is the improvement of the Microsoft 365 Pro. we need to keep upgrading ourselves. And as we were discussing there before on bridging the digital divide, we have so many videos on YouTube. If you're able to access internet and if you have a smartphone, just update yourself on what is happening in the current technology. And I think that will be amazing. Then when it comes back to the world that I'm intending to join, the data world, I think the data world is also a growing world. It's a growing thing because researches are being done every day. Students are still ongoing. There is still ongoing students who are doing their research work. There is like most donors, they depend on data, whatever is being reported. So I think even the data world is really growing, and it's growing with technology. Whatever was being used there, last time someone was telling me that SPSS is almost being phased out because there is new technology. So we need at least to keep ourselves up to date of what is moving on. When technology grows, let us grow together with it. Yeah, I think that's what I would say.
And the message to young women and girls in ICT?
To young women and girls in ICT, mine is to urge us to rise up and make use of any opportunity that we have to make ourselves better people. And right now, like I was challenging myself and telling myself, here is DOT. It is bringing it at my doorstep. I don't have to go looking for a place where I can get these skills. DOT is here bringing it to my doorstep. So we just need to rise up and make good use of this opportunity where we are getting these skills. The other thing is that when you have the digital skills, when you are technologically upright, you're able even to make a living from anywhere. Are you a house mom? Are you a stay-at-home mom? And you're worried about leaving your young ones in the house, you can still earn from the comfort of your house. All you need to do is have a gadget, have as one of us said, all you need is have a laptop, have internet, and you're good. Someone else is saying that digital literacy skills, just have those skills and you're good to go. You can earn a living. The other thing is that girls, women, knowledge is power. That is the only weapon that you have in you. Once you have the knowledge, once you have the skills, like everyone who has undergone training with DOT, you have a skill, you have some knowledge. So you just need to hold on to it and make use of it. And the last one is be focused, have a goal as a woman, a personal goal. Linda was saying that she has a goal, she has a vision of supporting these vulnerable people. That's a vision she has, that's a goal she has. If as a woman you have a goal, by this time I want to be here, by this time I want to do this. That was my goal, that was my personal goal at the beginning of this year, is I need to get out of my comfort and chase what I need to do. Yes, I have a bachelor's in nutrition and all. I have been involved in other trainings or in HIV testing and counseling, but my passion is in data. I can't just stay there because maybe it's where I'm feeling comfortable. No, I need to have a focus. I need to have a goal. So my goal is to move into data, which I'm really working towards that. And the last one is be proud of what you do, so long as it gives you satisfaction. I think someone has said our biggest problem is that we are looking at what the society and the community is saying. As a woman, whatever you're doing, is it giving you satisfaction? Is it giving you that comfort? Because our society is a spoiled one, and it's a very tough society for most of us, especially if you have undergone university and everyone is looking at you. You're like, are you staying at home and telling us you're earning? What are these things you're posting on your social media that you're selling juice, like Linda was saying? Like, people are tending to demean you from where they grade you. If you're a graduate, they grade you, you should be going to the offices. You should be going for that employment out there. But does it give you satisfaction? I think so long as whatever you're doing gives you satisfaction, be at peace. And to DOT, I'm so thank you so much for bringing this to our doorsteps and even giving us an opportunity as women to grow in tech. It's amazing. So thank you.
Thank you, Grace, for that insightful lesson we've learned. AI cannot work alone. It needs human input. As technology grows, we also need to grow with it. So thank you, Grace, for that. Also, there are other points that we have to put into as ladies and women. We have to have a goal, to be focused, and to be proud of what you do, as well as if it gives you satisfaction. And knowledge is power, and that is what Dot did to you and is still doing to young women and the youth out here. So thank you all. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Linda. And thank you to our participants who are available today. To Doreen. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Anastasia. This was a very interesting conversation, and Grace ended it really on a high note. I would like to just maybe give a shout out to Robert. Robert, please tell us where you're joining us from. It's interesting to see that you have a group there. Robert, can you hear us? Hi, hopefully Robert will come on board. So it's a chance to ask questions, guys. If you have questions, please shoot. And I think I want to ask my question to, is it Mary and Grace? Mary, you are one of our web development beneficiaries, and Grace, you are a data analysis beneficiary. And data analysis and web development is one of the fields that has been, quote unquote, been maybe perceived to be tough. Maybe this is one of the reasons why most girls and young women are discouraged to pursue it. And that's what I want to know. What are some of the challenges that you experienced when during your learning journey, and how did you overcome this?
Well, for me, like I said initially, that we had a first session that was to go for 3 months, so from October to say December. And it was really tough for me because I'm coming from finance and accounting, and I'm venturing now into IT. I would revise over and over, and I would engage our teacher, who was Patrick Munuve. He was so easy to us. So I just want to encourage girls and tell them, you know what, like one of the colleagues here who said that you don't need to be discouraged. Most of the time, it was hard for me to understand some things, and I started questioning myself, is this normal? Like, I can't understand this. But, you know, I went back and did an email to him or a WhatsApp message to him and asked him for an extra class, and he was there for us. So it is, I want to tell girls and women that, you know what, if it is so hard, don't be shy. Talk about it. For me, I always asked this teacher, and he would even engage me for extra classes. And he would make it clear to me, you know, this is free, Mary, so don't shy away. And most of the time, I would just do an extra class for him. So when we finished and I realized he had given us an exam and I couldn't handle it, I told him, you know what, Patrick, I'm going for a second session. And he was like, yes, you can join. And this session, I must say, I really learned a lot because it's like I was revising. So I'm just advising anybody out there who thinks IT is hard or anything else is hard, not to feel that way, to be determined, to be ready to fight. It will not come in an easy way. You just need to put effort. And yeah, that's all I can say. For me, that is how I went through it. And I'm still going to go for more lessons until I'm super an expert on this.
And all the best in that, Mary. Grace?
Thank you.
Well, yeah. The Excel part, especially the calculation, the mathematical bit, was quite tough on me until I was telling myself, hey, do I really want to venture into some statistical courses or any statistics? But it was statistics was quite, especially the calculation. Though you have the formulas, but the calculation, you need to understand the concept. So it was a bit tough. But one thing I loved is that our tutor, Nivea Barasa, was amazing. She ensured her aim was not to finish the course. Her aim was to ensure that we are all on board. She could at least ensure that we all took part. She could, at times she could tell us, now, I won't do the teaching. Can one of you who got it right do the teaching so that you're able to understand? Because at times I feel like you could understand from people you think, if I'm not getting, I think so-and-so is on the same page with me, I'm not getting. So she was so interactive, accommodating, and professional. She could ensure that at least whatever we did last time, we could have someone to take us through the recap very fast. And then before we did the daily activity. Then also she gave us a lot of assessments. We did like, I think 4 assessments in that duration. And later she could follow it up with a video recording, and which I use now to go back alone and spare some time by myself and at least try and do the video recordings and the notes she sent us. And I could just try to do it step by step according to how she trained us on. And later I realized I just need to understand the concept, and that's it. So it's about your passion, and it's about how determined you are to get that thing. So, and also as my colleague has just said, it's about making it your habit, like practicing again and again and again. And by the time we were finishing up the course, I was good with even the calculations. And also, if you find it tough to understand the concept of maybe what was being taught, maybe because you are not using the same data, you can even use some YouTube videos, which might be easier for you to also understand. But the core thing with I think with IT is a matter of practicing again and again and again and again. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Grace. They say practice makes perfect. And there's this audio that I've been hearing on Instagram. If there's something you want to do, just do it. So just do it. If you feel like you want to explore IT or ICT or whatever, if it's a STEM related courses, just do it. I mean, there's a support team here at DOT. We have very supportive facilitators, and they will work with you through the entire program. So if you have any questions for the panel, please ask. So I see Abdi has asked, as we are women, we are very few in the places of education and ICT because most of our society don't support young ladies, and ladies give up and run with early marriage. So what will you encourage them to do? So any of you can pick that question up. Yes, Mkasi.
I think it is a really big problem in our society, as many of young girls are engaging themselves in early marriages because of maybe peer pressure. You know, parents are also the causes of doing such. So I think the main way is to just share opportunities with them and tell them importance of taking the courses in technology. So also maybe they do not have access to internet, or maybe their mindset, they do not have a positive mindset about IT, so they don't have awareness. So I think we should also be spreading awareness into the society. Some of them, maybe they're in the reserve area, they cannot get access to internet, or they do not have the knowledge about IT, or some of them they're also just in rural urban places, but they don't know, they do not have awareness, or maybe they think that IT it is only for the men. So I think there is a lot happening. So when you just follow maybe a person has just, maybe a young woman has born a baby, when you tell him about an opportunity, you think that I already have a child, I cannot take it. So they want money, they just want money, they just want opportunities where they'll get money, they just want opportunities for work but not for learning. That's the mindset they have. Yes.
Thanks, Mukasi. Anyone else wants to respond to that? Grace, Linda?
I think I would say you're saying as women in the society. Yes, we are as women, but as an individual. you put yourself in a cocoon as an individual. Are you in a position where you can access this information? Are you in a position where you can get just a little information regarding ICT? Do you have a mentor as an individual? So besides looking at the society, take it back to yourself. What gives you satisfaction? I think I still take it back there. What gives you satisfaction? If the marriage gives you if the early marriage gives you satisfaction, it's your choice. It's a choice. It's a hard choice, even in the society we are in. I think amidst the society where there is early marriages, there are so many things that are happening that are regarding with the teenage pregnancies, early marriages. I think they are the same places where we have many CBOs that are fighting still against it. They are the same places where we have like opportunities are being taken to them. So all that matters is you as an individual. Don't look at it as a society. As an individual, you can make a difference and save the rest of the young girls and women we have. Yeah.
Thanks, Grace. Yeah, we have a role to play from a personal perspective. Yeah. Linda and Mary, do you want to also jump in?
Yeah, I want to say that let's give each other a challenge. Let's be mentors for these girls. You know, some of these girls, it's lack of exposure, it's ignorance. So let's encourage them, let's mentor them when we meet them. Let's build each other as women. The way so many men would want to see boys going up, let's also not see these girls going up. So even in as much as we might say, maybe this one has done this because this is their personal choice, but if you mentor them, I'm certain that some of these people are doing some of these things out of ignorance. So let's stand for them. That's much better.
Yeah, ignorance and maybe circumstance also. Yeah, I agree with you. Felix says empowering girls and women at large take part in ICT opportunities, not discriminating them and supporting them in various technology sectors. Exposure is also mandatory. Yeah, true. That is why at Dot Kenya we are working with community leaders at community level, meaning they mobilize this for these programs in their communities, within their communities. So we encourage you to also spread the word. You as a person, be an ambassador on social media or wherever you are, be an ambassador, take the responsibility, spread the word. So yes, do we have anyone who has any question? Any other question? Maybe you can ask live. Can give you an opportunity to ask live. Robert, did you come back? I really just want to say hi and see who are these people joining us from where. Maybe one of you can unmute and tell us where you're joining us from. Okay, guys, if there are no more questions, I'd like to appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for showing up. It has been really a great, it has been an exciting event. And if you feel like you've learned something today, you can give it a thumbs up. And you can also connect with us on LinkedIn. Our link is there in the chat. So feel free to connect with us. You can also check us out on social media. That is at .Kenya on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even YouTube. Someone, I think since we started the conversation, there's a key thing that kept coming up: accessibility to information, to internet, you know, to technology, to tech, maybe gadgets. And so for us, when it comes to information, we are really trying our best to ensure that young people are getting access to this information. And so if you are maybe wondering how you can maybe explore gig platforms, that is online platforms where you can get gig opportunities. That is, if you're a virtual assistant, maybe you're an online a writer or something of the sort, we have helpful videos on YouTube that you can watch and see how they can, you know, that information can help you grow. So please check us out, yeah, and connect with us. Thank you so much for coming. It has really been exciting to host you. And this is the end of it. If you have no more questions, and yeah, at this point you are free to leave. In case you want to connect with someone, you can drop your LinkedIn link. Then yeah, people can connect with you. Thank you so much for coming.